Locally developed exams are tests that would be created in a school, district, or community. These tests can be tailored to match programs or objectives for that specific area. These tests can also be complex and time-consuming to develop. Technology could be used by teachers creating assessments online or on other software programs. Minute papers provide a quick and extremely simple way to collect written feedback on student learning. To use the minute paper, an instructor stops class 2 or 3 minutes early and asks students to respond briefly to some variation of the following two questions. What was the most important thing you learned during this class? Or what important question remains unanswered? Muddiest point is a very simple technique that can be used by instructors. It is very efficient and provides a high information return for a very low investment of time and energy. The technique consists of asking students to respond to a quick response to one question. What is the muddiest point in ... a question relating to your content area. Open task assessments are tests that have open-ended answers. This is a way for teachers to increase the teaching and assessment of 21st century skills and often have high levels of Bloom's taxonomy. The weaknesses are it does require a rubric and specific expectations in order to be successful. Grading could be subjective and depends on the teacher and the rubric that is created. The technology that could be used is student blogging, students participating in discussion forums, or modeling, giving feedback, or showing exemplary work through computer and projector or document cameras. Performance assessments are hands-on types of assessments where students are usually creating something which could cause more of a sense of accomplishment. It could increase motivation and creativity. They are difficult to use and can be time-consuming. Teachers must make sure they have the materials or the technology needed for students to complete the assessment. Technology could be used in many ways, creating interactive presentations for web pages or on the smartboard, websites, ebooks, or projects on PowerPoint or Prezi. Portfolios are a great way for students to collect work and analyze their work to create their own goals. Students understand why they did well or poor on something and what they need to work on next time. This gives students the opportunity to explain their growth and education, possibly at student-led parent conferences. Portfolios typically highlight student strengths and include work samples, not just tests. Portfolios can be time-consuming for students to analyze work and enter work samples. They are difficult to evaluate and students must be responsible to keep their portfolio. Students could create e-portfolios instead of paper portfolios, and this would allow students to include technology projects, pictures, and video instead of just paper assignments. Problem sheets are a traditional formative assessment device used mostly in math and science. This assessment allows for the problems to get more difficult as they go, and so teachers would be able to tell where their students are understanding the subject matter and where they would need some assistance. Research assessments would assess students' research skills, such as identifying credible sources and their reliability and validity. This gives students the chance to express their knowledge of a content area using a variety of methods. Some students may not like research and may have a difficult time staying on task. Technology can definitely be used with research with internet search engines and databases. Students could make presentations of their findings. Rubrics are an essential part of teaching. Using rubrics as an assessment can help give students a clear path of expectations, but it can also restrict their creativity and be so complex that it overwhelms them. So when using rubrics, teachers need to be careful to create rubrics that help their classroom. Rubrics can be made online at several different programs, or teachers could find pre-made rubrics. Selected response tests are assessments that are typically multiple choice, true, false, or fill in the blank. These assessments are easy and quick to create and grade. It usually assesses low levels of Bloom's taxonomy and does not teach or assess 21st century skills. The focus is on recall and memorization and does not require students to apply knowledge of a subject matter. Technology can be used by teachers creating assessments in different software programs and also using student response systems and clickers. Self-assessments can be a great way for students to be aware of their progress, strengths, and weaknesses. Students become responsible for keeping track of their learning and goals. These can also reveal students' attitudes and thoughts about specific subjects. Self-assessments are also important for teachers to use to self-assess their lessons and teaching strategies. These assessments can be unreliable and inconsistent, and students must be motivated to truly complete a self-assessment that is useful. Technology could be used through teachers creating self-assessments on Word or other computer programs. Students could turn in their self-assessment to an online site or a classroom website. Checklists or Excel spreadsheets could also be used for self-assessment. Senior projects are where students show understanding of skills developed over time. They usually include higher levels of Bloom's taxonomy, where students are applying and using their knowledge. These assessments usually include 3 parts: a research paper, a product or activity, and an oral presentation. These can definitely be time-consuming to create for the students and for the teachers to grade. They are timely to plan, and teachers must collaborate with other teachers so students can create a project that is cross-curricular. Technology can be used in so many different ways to create projects. Students would have to analyze different software programs to find one that best suits their needs. For example, PowerPoint, Prezi, ExtraNormal, ebooks, creating a website, home building software, computer engineering software, pictures, or videos. Short constructed responses are great because they can be used in any subject and any grade level. They can be quickly scored, usually pretty short, 1 to 5 sentence answers. Teachers should look for key words and phrases that are important in the correct answer. Teachers must have specific expectations and rubrics in order to be effective. They must also give students timely feedback. Students could type short answers on Word and submit them online through email or print them out. Students could also complete short constructed responses in the form of a discussion forum. This way, students could discuss with their peers. Student peer evaluations are where students would evaluate other students' work. They would have fun viewing and examining the other projects. They learn by examining others' creations and could get ideas for a next project. The type of internet connection available is something that the teachers need to make sure that they have. A filtering system might be very limiting in some school districts. Technology that could be used would be examining websites that requires reliable internet connection. Students would have choices regarding the browser they select. Student response systems, also known as clickers, are a great engaging way for students to complete multiple choice or true-false assessment. Each student would click in their answer and then receive immediate feedback since it shows answers. This could also get shy students to participate. Some weaknesses would be if teachers have computer difficulties, and most clicker systems are multiple choice or true-false with no writing or assessing of 21st century skills. Clickers are used solely through technology. There are things like polleverywhere.com, CPS clickers, smart clickers, Promethean clickers, or Quizdom clickers. Teacher observations are a very powerful tool in the classroom. Evidence is gathered and recorded by the teacher. This is ongoing and a constant informal assessment. If teachers are observing students, they can easily adjust their instruction accordingly if students are bored or confused or if they already understand. These type of assessments can be very subjective and inconsistent. Teachers can record observation data on a computer or iPad. They can also keep running records that can be recorded. Videos and pictures can also support teacher observations to show parents and discuss with admin. Team presentations could be a very motivational way to assess students. Students would work together to create presentations that could include several types of technology. Teachers need to make sure they have an internet connection and any software programs that students may want to use. Technology-completed projects can be very motivational, and students usually like this form of assessment as it does not require any memorization. Students can apply what they are learning and have high levels of Bloom's taxonomy and 21st century skills. Some students are uncomfortable with technology, and it may be more challenging to understand the material. Technology projects could include visual presentations, podcasts, videos, design work, or print products. We hope you will find a variety of assessment strategies in this presentation that you could use in your classroom.